Natural disasters are among the most awe-inspiring and devastating forces on our planet. These events, often sudden and unpredictable, demonstrate nature's sheer power and leave behind trails of destruction, changing landscapes and lives in the process. Whether it's the violent shaking of the ground during an earthquake, the swirling terror of a tornado, the flooding caused by a hurricane, or the slow, creeping droughts that dry up entire ecosystems, each disaster is a testament to the dynamic forces constantly at work beneath and above the Earth's surface. At the core of natural disasters is the interaction between Earth's systems, its atmosphere, hydrosphere, lithosphere, and biosphere. These systems are intricately connected, and even small changes in one can have profound effects on the others. While humans have always lived with natural disasters, it is only in recent decades that science has begun to truly understand the causes behind them and, more importantly, how they might be mitigated. Take earthquakes, for instance. The Earth's crust is not one solid piece but rather a collection of tectonic plates that float atop the molten rock of the mantle. These plates are constantly in motion, though this movement is typically slow and almost imperceptible. Over time, however, stress can build up along the boundaries of these plates, known as fault lines, until, eventually, that stress is released in the form of an earthquake. The shaking we feel during an earthquake is the result of seismic waves radiating outward from the epicenter of the quake. Depending on the magnitude, an earthquake can cause minor tremors or massive destruction, toppling buildings, causing landslides, and triggering tsunamis. Tsunamis are another example of how interconnected natural disasters can be. Often caused by undersea earthquakes, tsunamis are massive waves that travel across the ocean at high speeds. When these waves reach shallow water near coastlines, they can rise dramatically in height, inundating coastal communities with devastating force. The 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami is a tragic reminder of how deadly these events can be, with over 230,000 people losing their lives as waves swept across multiple countries. Volcanoes are also a result of tectonic activity. They occur when molten rock, or magma, from deep within the Earth's mantle is forced up to the surface. When a volcano erupts, it can spew lava, ash, and gases into the atmosphere, causing widespread destruction. The immediate effects of a volcanic eruption are often catastrophic. Entire towns can be buried in ash, and the lava flows can destroy everything in their path. But the long-term effects can be just as damaging. Ash clouds can block out the sun, leading to temporary cooling of the Earth's surface. This phenomenon, known as a volcanic winter, can disrupt weather patterns and even affect global agriculture. Hurricanes, typhoons, and cyclones, all names for the same type of storm depending on the region, are among the most powerful weather-related natural disasters. These tropical storms form over warm ocean waters, where heat and moisture rise from the surface and create a cycle of warm air being drawn upward into the atmosphere. As this air rises, it cools and condenses, forming clouds and releasing energy. When conditions are right, this energy builds, and the storm grows into a rotating system with a calm center, known as the eye. Hurricanes can unleash torrential rain, high winds, and storm surges that flood coastal areas. The destruction they cause can be immense, as seen with storms like Hurricane Katrina and Hurricane Harvey, which left entire cities underwater and caused billions of dollars in damage. Flooding is one of the most common natural disasters and can occur in a variety of ways. Flash floods happen when excessive rain overwhelms rivers and streams, causing water to spill over their banks and into nearby areas. Coastal flooding can occur as a result of storm surges during hurricanes, while river floods are often caused by heavy rain or snowmelt. Whatever the cause, floods can wash away homes, roads, and crops, leaving behind a path of devastation. In the aftermath, stagnant water can lead to outbreaks of disease, compounding the human toll. While flooding is often associated with heavy rainfall, the opposite, drought, can be equally disastrous. Droughts occur when there is an extended period of below-average rainfall, leading to water shortages. The impacts of drought are far-reaching. Crops fail, livestock perish, and entire ecosystems can collapse. In addition, droughts often lead to wildfires, as dry conditions make it easier for fires to start and spread. The wildfires that follow are another form of natural disaster that can ravage vast areas, destroying homes and habitats and sometimes taking human lives. Wildfires are particularly dangerous in dry, forested regions where even a small spark can ignite a massive inferno. Driven by winds, wildfires can spread rapidly, consuming everything in their path. The damage caused by wildfires isn't just from the flames themselves. Smoke can cause respiratory issues, and the loss of vegetation can lead to increased soil erosion and water runoff, leading to further environmental degradation. Tornadoes, while much smaller in scale than hurricanes, can be just as destructive. These violent windstorms form when warm, moist air from the ground rises rapidly and meets cold, dry air in the atmosphere. The collision of these air masses can create a rotating funnel of air that extends from the clouds to the ground. Tornadoes are notorious for their unpredictability and the sheer force with which they can tear through communities, leveling homes and tossing cars through the air. Another significant natural disaster that has gained more attention in recent years is climate change, which is not a single event but rather a long-term shift in the planet's weather patterns. The effects of climate change, such as rising sea levels, more intense storms, and prolonged droughts, are contributing to an increase in the frequency and severity of natural disasters. Human activities, particularly the burning of fossil fuels, have led to an increase in greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, trapping more heat and causing the Earth's average temperature to rise. This warming is disrupting natural systems and making many types of disasters worse. For instance, warmer oceans are fueling stronger hurricanes, while higher temperatures are leading to more extreme heat waves and droughts. As glaciers and ice sheets melt, sea levels rise, increasing the risk of coastal flooding during storms. The changing climate is also altering precipitation patterns, leading to more intense rain in some regions and prolonged droughts in others. This shifting climate is making it more difficult to predict and prepare for natural disasters, increasing the vulnerability of communities around the world. The human cost of natural disasters is often staggering. In addition to the immediate loss of life and property, there are long-term consequences that can last for years. Displacement is a common effect, with entire communities forced to leave their homes due to the destruction. The psychological toll on survivors can be immense, as they cope with the trauma of loss and the uncertainty of rebuilding their lives. Economically, natural disasters can set back development in affected regions by years, if not decades. The cost of rebuilding infrastructure, homes, and livelihoods can be overwhelming, particularly in poorer regions where resources are already scarce. However, while natural disasters can be devastating, they are also a reminder of the incredible resilience of both nature and humanity. In the aftermath of a disaster, communities come together to rebuild, often stronger than before. Advances in technology and science have also improved our ability to predict and prepare for natural disasters. Early warning systems, better building codes, and more effective emergency response plans have saved countless lives. The study of natural disasters, known as disaster science or natural hazard science, has made significant strides in understanding the causes of these events and how to mitigate their impacts. Seismologists study earthquakes to better understand where and when they might occur, while meteorologists track storms to predict their paths and intensity. Geologists study volcanic activity to identify potential eruptions, and hydrologists monitor rivers and rainfall to anticipate floods. This knowledge is critical for disaster preparedness and response. One of the most important aspects of disaster preparedness is education. Communities that understand the risks they face are better equipped to respond when disaster strikes. In areas prone to hurricanes, for example, residents are often taught how to secure their homes, stock up on supplies, and evacuate if necessary. In earthquake-prone regions, people are encouraged to drop, cover, and hold on during a quake and to secure heavy furniture to prevent it from toppling. Public awareness campaigns, emergency drills, and government policies all play a role in reducing the human toll of natural disasters. In addition to education, infrastructure plays a key role in disaster resilience. Buildings and roads designed to withstand earthquakes, for instance, can save lives and reduce damage. Coastal regions can benefit from flood barriers and levees, while cities in wildfire-prone areas can implement controlled burns and clear vegetation to reduce fuel for fires. Investment in resilient infrastructure is critical for reducing the impact of natural disasters. Despite these advancements, the unpredictability of natural disasters means that there will always be an element of uncertainty. No matter how prepared we are, nature has a way of surprising us, reminding us of the limits of human control. However, by continuing to study and understand the causes of these events, we can minimize their impact and work toward a future where fewer lives are lost to the forces of nature. In many ways, natural disasters serve as a reminder of the power and majesty of the earth. They show us the raw, untamed forces that have shaped our planet for billions of years. While these events can be terrifying and destructive, they are also a part of the natural cycle of life on Earth. Over time, landscapes destroyed by volcanic eruptions or wildfires will heal, and new ecosystems will emerge. Floods will deposit fertile soil, and life will return to areas once ravaged by drought. Ultimately, natural disasters are a part of the Earth's natural processes. They remind us that we are not separate from nature but deeply connected to it. As we continue to build more resilient communities and develop better ways to predict and respond to these events, we must also remember the lessons they teach us about the fragility and strength of life on our planet.